Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sports Line at Sips Sports Bar, 3024 West Liberty Avenue, 15216. It's like a spring day. Some of the people are arriving late. Smoking Jim actually was a couple minutes late. First time ever with his best friend. I'm not going to mention her name because she's never been late before. That this is his really bestest friend. Okay? So it's the truth. Yeah, I didn't mention Gabrielle Baker either. So, but thanks everybody for coming to the show. We appreciate you in studio here. We're taping this show for broadcast on Pittsburgh Sports Line, YouTube, Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park, and everywhere in the greater Pittsburgh area on Verizon 32. Thank you for watching. I'm getting a couple calls from different people out in the area, Cranberry, Wexford, of course the city of Pittsburgh, they're watching us. Even some of Smoking Jim's cousins, they're watching the show. I want to thank Aaron Ward for being on the camera tonight. John the Tiger Kiger's filling in and doing a couple jobs because Devin's in studio with the council meeting tonight. So Devin Shea's not with us tonight. So I don't know who's going to keep charge of the time here. We'll have that. Okay, thanks. Dave Cable, thanks for letting us venture out. Bethel Park, thanks for letting us wander around the city here. We appreciate it. And I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. We got Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip the Prophet Hayner, and we got Little Z, Zach Brenner, waiting in the wings. He's eating wings, I think. Was he eating wings? No, somebody was back there. I was eyeing those up.
The Trapper.
Chip the Prophet Hayner, what's on your mind?
Thank you very much, Alan. And what an amazing sports weekend we had this week. I mean, there's NFL playoffs, Pitt basketball's ranked in the top 25 for the first time in a long time. There's, Penn State's hired a new head coach, but none of that's on my mind. You know what's on my mind?
No, what is on your mind?
There's an event that you and I attended on Saturday night. Saturday night, I got to give a shout out to the KSWA, the only professional wrestling organization in the city of Pittsburgh. Alan, Zach, myself, and my lovely wife, we went and saw
Who's your wife?
Battle Bowl at the Lawrenceville Moose, the KSWA's arena. And we went and saw an event, and it was a great time. Tons of laughs, a lot of action in the ring and outside of the ring. And I'll tell you what, they really put on a good show. Trapper Tom was doing his bit as a announcer extraordinaire down there, and I've got to tell you, if you ever get a chance, spend the $10. Go see the KSWA. They're alive and well in Pittsburgh.
Thanks, Chip. That was one of the subjects I was going to talk about. We'll scratch that one off. I'm glad I didn't talk to Zach Brenner either. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Smoking Jim Frazier. He just arrived. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
I got one for you.
You got to see Levine. I like to start off each and every show by giving a shout out to my main man, Dan, the man that makes the best coffee on the planet. If you like coffee, get a cup from Dan. You won't be disappointed. Please take care of your bartenders and
Hold it,
waitresses.
I got to interrupt. Wait 1 second. Kelly is not here, so don't tell everybody to cheer. We have Costa's in the house. He's the gentleman that's here. That's Costa.
Well, please.
And Brandy took Kelly's place because I'm confused with this, but they gave me the scorecard. Sorry, Smoking Jim. Late breaking news.
Well, please take care of your bartenders and waitresses. Brandy, wave to all your friends.
Where is she? Oh, could you get
And
this?
if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor and grab a menu. 2 weeks ago, I had the best meatball hoagie I ever had in my life, and it's because of the chef. The chef Pete is in the back, and I tell you what, Chip, you know my best friend is a female.
I know.
And
God bless
she's
her.
here.
God bless
Please
her.
put your hands together for calendar model Gabrielle Baker. And Gabby has a major photo shoot at the end of the month with legendary international master photographer Bill Boyce. Give Bill Boyce a big hand in his model. I tell you what, today as I was lying in my bird cage with the Tribune Review, I thought to myself, You know what? Between Indy, San Diego, Carolina, and New Orleans, one and done must be fun. I tell you what, next Sunday is Father's Day because Andrew Luck and his father Oliver Luck and RG3 and his father RG2 and Cam Newton and his father Scam Newton will all be watching the best young quarterback in the National Football League, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was told his whole life that the NFL don't play black quarterbacks, but he kept on working. He was told his whole life that the NFL don't play quarterbacks that's 5'10", but he kept on working. I tell you what, Andrew Luck is the golden boy, but all the gold in the world can't buy you a Super Bowl. Cam Newton and his dad, Scam Newton, both got paid by Auburn, but all the money in Auburn and the Superman dance can't get you to the Super Bowl. I don't like RG3 or his daddy RG2, and I tell you what, the guy never sets his feet. His passes is either too long, too short, or out of bounds. RG3 is the only quarterback in NFL history that could overthrow Castro. I don't like RG3 or RG2. I tell you what, I think he lost his heart for the game. Every time he gets hit now, he lays on the ground so long he looks like a snow angel. I don't like RG3 or RG2. If you ever see a press conference, he's always twirling his braids, shaking his head. You're not white. RG3, you're not white and you're not Michael Jackson, so quit trying to act like one. Listen, the 2014 Super Bowl champs will be Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson.
Are you done?
Nice job.
Thanks, Smoking Jim.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. Well, after all that, I'm going with Peyton Manning, like I've said. Denver will win it. I'm all in with Denver. Don't bet the house. You can't always have yes men on this stage up here, Smoking Jim. Even if you don't like the RG3s, and I agree him, and the RG2. And the Lucks, you said he was out of luck before he even got in the league. But he's parlayed that into something good. 2 years now, so can't beat that. What's on my mind is Penguins. It's Penguin season. They were disappointed, and I think they only lost 1 point out of the 6 points they could have had this weekend. That shows a competitive team. Fleury's keeping them in the games. Look at it. They've changed, I don't know, Smoking Jim, I think you change your socks once in a while, and I see once in a while you don't even wear socks, but they've had so many different lineups. They've changed these defensive lineups. Forwards, we had to even try to get a forward so we could have one. I mean, it's outrageous with injuries and everything else, and look at the record that they have, 47 games into the season. It's just unreal to be in first place like they are and complaining that they didn't take all the points and how they played. To me, a W is a W. I'm not the emperor like you, and they're not just pieces of meat to me, but I'll take those W's. And that's what's on my mind. We have a lot of great guests following, and we're going to start the interviews coming up right now. Todd, introduce the folks to who you are. He's also a resident of Bethel Park, so I like putting local Bethel Park people out there since we have public access TV out of the studio. And wait till you hear what he does and what he's doing for the community and everything else. Go ahead, Todd, introduce yourself.
My name is Todd Murphy. Thank you, everyone, for letting me be here. I represent a company called Total Sports Enterprises. We are a sports marketing and memorabilia company. Every year we do about 100 different sports athlete events that include public signings, public appearances, private signings. We have agent booking rights to Hines Ward, Andy Russell, Jack Ham, Le'Veon Bell, Franco Harris, Rocky Bleier, and Lawrence Timmons. And
tell them about these guys. They can't wait.
Oh, yeah,
I brought the Penguins up. So I'm segueing right into that. Here, look at those photos there. Thanks, Todd. Tell us, this is an event that's going to be going on this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, out at the Robinson Mall, the Mall at Robinson,
Mall at Robinson. We're going to have On Saturday, the event is actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but Saturday is the big day. We're going to have 7 different Pittsburgh Penguins, both past and present. They include James Neal, Craig Adams, Derek England, Joe Vitale, who else we got? Robert Bertuzzo, the voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Phil Bourque, and
the old 2-9er.
And some guy named Evgeny Malkin. So Malkin's going to be
Who did you say Malkin's going to be there?
Gina, and he makes, it's very rare that he makes public appearances like this, so we're very excited. We're very excited about it. The portion of all the proceeds of the show do go to 2 different charities. Your local charities, it's Stage Right, which is a performing arts center, and also the Boys and Girls Club of Western Pennsylvania. So it's going to be a great event.
Sounds like great organizations you're helping out with. And how do they get a hold of tickets?
Right. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at the show. However, we do recommend, if you're looking to get an autograph from a particular Penguin, that you might want to get yours early. If you go to www.pensshow.com.
I think she got it all, so we're good there, yeah. While you were doing all that talking, I was holding that up for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was your poster boy here.
On the website, there's a little bit more details about the show. There is a schedule, so you'll know when each particular Penguin is going to be there, and it's going to be signing. And then there's a little bit more information about how you can get tickets and whatnot. If you are interested, we do suggest you try to get your tickets early, because it's going to be, right now, we have tickets available for everybody, but not too many. They are selling rapidly.
No, that's great stuff. And I wanted to tell everybody, we have a mutual connection here. Steel Nation Magazine with John Wagner.
Yes.
And then Steel Nation Association, which does a lot of things with Children's Hospital and everything. Mike Pelaya, he's the guy that introduced me to Todd and wondered if we could bring him on the show and help promote this great event. Because you can see what they do in the community, the Boys and Girls Club. And the Stage Right, you have to explain, where are they located at in the city?
They're out of Greensburg.
Out of Greensburg?
Greensburg,
Okay.
and they're a performing arts center. They're like a public theater. They've been real supportive of us, and they're a very nice charity.
No, that sounds great. And what else do you have to say about the event? Do you have other events similar to this going on in the next month or so, or is it coming attractions, or you're working on things?
We're working on a couple of different things. Like I said, we do have 100 events a year with all different kind of different Pittsburgh stars. So I would say either take a look at this website, or you can take a look at our website, which is tseshop.com. Again, we have a lot of great things coming up, and but the biggest thing right now that we're very excited about is this Pens show.
All right, well, we'll make sure we go to pensshow.com.
Yeah, that will give you everything you
That'll
need to
get you what you need, the information, what hour Malkin will be there, and the other guys, Neil will be there. It'll probably be Neil and Malkin together. They're pretty close. Now, do you guys have any questions for Todd here?
No, I think that I heard about this event, and it sounds like a great way to get community involvement here with your charities, and then a chance to meet some of the Penguins up close.
I think it's gonna be very neat. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. There's a lot of people that are gonna be there. If you like crowds and you like being next to the players and whatnot, then you're gonna have a good time for sure.
Can we get any photo ops with them? Smoking Jim, you want to go to the mall at Robinson?
They got shoe stores?
Hold it. Do they have any pretty girls around Penguin players?
Don't worry.
Do you think there might be a few?
The women follow Jim.
Yeah, that you just want him to come out there. That's all. He does have a couple. They traded. They got rid of your favorite player from last year.
Bashir?
No, that was a couple years ago. We won't bring that up. If you don't remember, I'm not saying it. It was one of the Renna players, but that's all right. No problem. But hey, thank you very much, Todd. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll make sure we get a hold of you, and anybody we can send your way. We'll promote this again tomorrow night. So we'll put it out there, and it'll be out Tuesday through Saturday night, every 7 o'clock to 8. You can see our show on Verizon 32. And anything you want to promote, let us know in the future. We're glad to have you here. Can't wait to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Appreciate it, Mr. Murphy.
Hey, it's the old 2-9er, Phil Bourque. Stop out at the Mall of Robinson on Saturday, January 18th, where I'll be appearing with current stars Evgeny Malkin, James Neal, Craig Adams, Joe Vitale, Robert Bertuzzo, and Derek Englund. Get autographs, merchandise, and get to meet your favorite stars. Proceeds will benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Western PA and Stage Right. Make sure to get your tickets in advance. Tickets are available at penshow.com. That's PENSSHOW.com.
Big Mike D.
Big Mike D.
Welcome back. Been a while.
Yes.
Mr. Draculich is back in the building,
It
right?
has been far too long.
I know. Where have you been hiding? He was on a hiatus.
Well, he's celebrating Christmas last week, you know.
Well, that was his only excuse for last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had prior.
We're not going to
engagement
get into all
Christmas
this.
Eve.
You might want to introduce yourself to your fan base. They know you, but we've grown since you were on the air here. We've grown by 1,800 likes, and now I want to announce we're at 2,220 likes.
It's not bad. You're
Right.
catching up.
Well, we're not competing. I got to tell you, we're not competing with anybody. If you like us first, we'll like you, and we promote that. That's how we did it.
I had to get some.
Instead of people lying to us, I like you, we're not going to get into that.
I have to get some love from you guys now. Some promotion.
We've been
Selfless
doing it.
promotion. Say the PSN guy. He's just.
We call you
He's getting
Pittsburgh
more out
Sports
there and out
Nation,
there.
but he forgot to even mention us anywhere. You got quiet, radio
Oh,
silence.
tonight I said I'm here. I'm at the Pittsburgh
Oh, that-
Sports Show with my boys.
You didn't just drop off the face of the earth.
Well-
Now, you're what we call a ball buster
Yeah.
and like playing basketball. So I know you can take it, and I know you can dish it out, but you might get a little more than you receive right
Well,
now.
I deserve it. You know, growing up, my favorite player was Jack Lambert, so I decided to emulate him by becoming a recluse for the past 6 months.
Okay.
But you know what?
End of conversation.
I'm
That
back.
did it. That did it.
Well, at least you didn't emulate him with your teeth. You know, if you have a full
Yeah,
set.
I like my teeth. They're nice. I mean,
Hold it. So you're a forest ranger now?
well, I
Isn't he a forest
I
ranger?
was enjoying the quiet and the
Oh, he's in Midland again.
solitude, It was-
Smoking Jim, you got to go visit him.
I'm in Midland all the time.
Catch a Lincoln Park game, the #1 team in the state. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can't beat them.
I
They
will.
almost took down Newcastle. They
Yeah.
had them beat. It wasn't for that press early on in that game against Newcastle. If they would have handled it better,
Really?
they'd have beat that team.
Wow.
That's
See,
how good they are.
he's the eyewitness there.
I was there. They had them beat. I think if they met them again, that's the number, I think, 2 team in Quad A.
Yeah.
That Class
Yes.
A team would have beat them.
Wow.
So, I
There you
figure-
go, Smoking Jim. Check out some of those players.
Hey, come
I
down
love
to
'em.
Geneva. They play a couple games coming up
you can
against
get them out through,
some
Gateway.
tough opponents. You got to check that team out. Elijah Minnie and
Well, before we
Tremendous
get into all
player.
this other
Maverick
minutia
Rose,
with
big
your
guy.
neighborhood and how great the teams are,
Yeah.
what's on your mind? We got to introduce you to what's on your mind here, buddy.
I have to come out swinging. I am.
Go ahead.
I am very I'm extremely pleased with the Penguins. The Penguins have been outstanding. The amount of injuries that they've had to their players is outworldly what they've been able to do.
Right.
I do see what they mean with their displeasure. I know they got 5 of the 6 points. They blew a couple third period leads.
Right.
And something you don't want to do. You want to start
Late in the season, anyhow.
increasing your production, not decreasing it. And you get some of those trends going in the wrong direction, some bad things can happen. I think what Scuderi was trying to say to some of his teammates is I'm not telling you to not, go all out on offense all the time, but if you got to play smart. If it's the third period and you got to lead, there's no need for a cross-eyed pass or, you got to play smart. You're up 2-0,
Right.
play your game, play defense.
Well, I
shut 'em
appreciate
down.
that he's saying it because that's what the Steelers lacked a lot with
Yeah.
their team. At least you have a first-place team
Yeah.
that knows they have to play better. And plus, look what they did last year. So that's in the back of their minds.
Yeah, but
so I
then-
think he's trying to get to that point.
But
Speaking
Alan,
of the-
what the thing is the guy that's making the comments is somebody that when he speaks, people listen because he won a cup here and he won a cup with Los Angeles. So this guy's kind of a been there, done that kind of a person.
I agree with you there. That was my point to it. You have somebody that is a leader naturally, and he's stepping up saying that. Just like when Big Ben says it, nobody follows that. All right? I got to throw that out there. When you tell me about Scuderi being a leader, I'm in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the guys that you're going to listen to on defense because they brought him in to be that guy in front of Fleury. They get some puck out
And
of
he
him.
only left to make millions of dollars because who wouldn't?
Yeah, he really didn't sign that big a contract with LA, and I thought the Penguins could have got him back then, but they just
He made a few bucks
Yeah,
more.
he wanted to go in a different direction. I guess he came back home, so that's nice. I'm glad he's back.
Me too.
You know,
Makes a big
I
difference.
sometimes
Mark,
wonder
I
if we
think
wouldn't have let
Fleury's
him go, how many more cups we would have won.
I think
I would
one
guess
at least.
at the minimum, like Alan said, one. At a minimum of one. And this core group, they're all 24, 25 years old. It's time to put it together because, believe me, I know what it's like to be 24, 25, and then you blink and you're 38. So the window is open
Are
for.
you 38?
It's turned 38 in November. It's scary.
can't
No, I know-
Happy birthday.
My
I
young
thought you were
looks.
still in your 20s, man.
Yeah, my
Wow.
young looks. It's that shipping port, that
that
radiation.
good water
down
up there.
Yeah, it reverse ages you down there. So I mean,
I wonder the skin's melting off of my arm. Go ahead.
No, it's
Can
not
you
Charleston.
Tell us some more.
that's where we gotta go now.
3 Mile Island.
No, it's good. That radiation it cleanses your skin.
Let
and
me
your
just
pores.
tell you, Fukushima's not good.
Not to mention, you don't need a light.
Fukushima.
You don't need a light bulb when you go outside at night. You glow.
We're going to go out because I believe it. You're glowing now. Back on focus here. How's some sports?
One thing. Let's jump to the Steelers right now.
Well, I was segueing I was serving up those softballs.
You did
for
mention them. They did play
Twice.
better defense now in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
I think the first half of the season, I didn't get a chance to talk about them. It kind of hurt, them losing some players, especially like Larry Foote. He's the guy who was calling the plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You change these guys up. You get a difference. Some guys may not see things as Larry Foote might have seen them. And they weren't causing turnovers. They weren't in the right place. They were allowing big plays. But the second half, it seemed to have closed that up. And
Well,
I
they
still
were
think
6-2. They could have been
Yeah.
8-0. If you want to do the if game, we talked about that.
It was
They were
games
that
that were
close,
very, very rough. It was tough to see them. And that last game of the season is the big thing, what I wanted to say about NFL is they need to change certain aspects of their product because you're seeing attendance sort of go down a little bit in some of these places.
Right.
The wild card teams had trouble selling out and avoiding their blackouts.
Corporate America had to save them.
I'm not quite sure how the TV ratings are looking right now. I didn't look into that, but I even think they're down a little bit. There's things going on in the NFL that I think they need to look at themselves and figure out how to improve. Because I don't know about you, but you look at how the salary cap's set up, and it's prohibiting teams from being better than they already should be. It's the state of football, as I see it, and officiating is one thing, but the state of play has been terrible. I mean, I've seen some awful football.
You watched the
this year.
Steelers this year?
Yeah,
Hey,
they were
Mike,
part
and
of that the
speak to
first
your
half of the
point,
season.
Some of the things that we're seeing is, we're seeing the tackling is now a lost art in the
Yeah.
NFL. And, there's no consistency in the way games are being called by the referees.
Nope.
I was going to make a comment earlier in my opening rant, and I chose not to, but I saw some of the worst officiating I've ever seen in my
He
life.
talked before the show about it.
This weekend. As a matter of fact, I'm watching the Saints game. There's a guy for the Saints. His name's Raphael Bush. He's headhunting deliberately and blatantly. And I thought the guy should have been thrown out of the game. He almost took Percy Harvin's head off. And he didn't even make an attempt not to target his head. He gets a 15-yard penalty. He gets to stay in the game. There's no punishment for these guys. They're supposed to be protecting the players. I think what Roger Goodell has done is he's micromanaged a quality product, and he's diluted the product now that, people are finding something else to follow. And I do believe that ratings are going down, and attendance is definitely going down.
I don't get me wrong. I like seeing offense.
Yeah.
But I also like seeing defense. Growing up, I played defense. I like defense. I like being able to hit the other guy and instilling a little fear in the other guy. That's the way it should be. They're men. They're grown men. No offense, this is not some sport like tennis or something like that where there's not a physical sport. These guys know, Jim knows, you go out there, you're going to get hit. You go across the middle and catch a pass, chances are you are going to get lit up. They know that going in. They know that in high school. They know that in college. They know it in the pros. And it only gets worse as you get higher up. You're going to get hit harder each time you get there.
Sure.
And I think they've taken some of that away. people don't know where to tackle anymore. You can't hit low. You can't hit high. You got guys traveling at a high rate of speed. I mean, how are you supposed to make a tackle
here's
anymore?
the
Because
example.
you're blowing people's knees out now because you can't hit up high.
Here, it's even worse than that. Did you see San Diego players helmet to helmet on themselves?
Yeah.
Now, how would you stop that when they're both going after a runner or receiver? That's part of the game. So when you start changing the whole dichotomy of the game on what a player is supposed to do in hitting, what area, their own players are getting hurt.
Yes.
I mean, look, you had De Castro took out Pouncey because of zone blocking, and he's colorblind. I mean, those are problems. So now How do you solve that? You can't.
I understand taking out the dirty plays. I'm talking like Delton Hall clotheslining somebody or something like that in the middle of the
Yeah,
field.
but that goes without saying. Those rules are already there.
Well, I'm saying is, if a receiver goes across the middle, like what happened, like towards the end of the season, like Ryan Clark got called for a penalty because he knocked his ball. He had a lick on someone from Miami.
They assume
and
stuff.
they called a personal foul for hitting the defenseless receiver. Well, I'm sorry, but the guy had a chance at the ball. So you're not supposed to allow the guy to make a catch. Your job is to make that guy not catch the ball. So I mean, like, how
yeah,
are you
but
supposed
here's
to
why
catch
it's
the ball?
happening. It's easy to explain. They're trying to make it a safer sport, so the referee will take the onus on him and he'll say, "I'll say he did that." Then he'll let the league make the decision. And
I
that's
prefer
what's
the league
happening.
make the decision.
No,
I prefer
instead,
players play.
Well, look what happens. They're changing that. You can see it happening. That's part of it.
You know, Alan, to speak to that point, you know, I think what they've done is they have micromanaged the rules so much. The referees are afraid to make calls because
That's
they're afraid.
part of it.
You know, and a perfect example was yesterday in the San Francisco game. Vernon Davis catches that touchdown pass, and the referee says he's clearly out of bounds, and it gets reversed. But the one thing they missed was Jim Harbaugh standing in the middle of the field in the course of the play.
Did you see that on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook?
Get fined $100,000, and aren't the Steelers in threat of
Are they
losing
gonna
a
take
draft
away a
pick?
draft pick
How
'cause he
come
was
that,
on the
how
middle
come
of
that
the
life
That
doesn't
was
cut
on
both
Pittsburgh
ways?
Sportsline on Facebook, and we got a coach got fined and everything else. Harbaugh could have caught the ball.
He looked like he was part of the play.
He was. He was doing a pick. He
Coach
was
Mike-
part of the pick play.
Coach Mike Tomlin got blacklisted.
Pun intended.
Yeah, pun
When
intended.
did that happen? I missed it. He was on the white line. What happened there? I'm confused with this.
Well, it's okay if you're in a
There's
white
like,
line.
wait, there's a 3-foot white line, but his foot was on partially on the green. Just like when you have a
No, Harbaugh
receiver
was
running
completely. He was on the
partially
hash
on the
mark.
green
Did you see that?
and the white.
Well, you
You
know,
miss out on that stuff.
You still see what I'm saying, though.
Yes.
Is
I
want to
hear
see.
exactly
I don't
what
want to
you're
see
saying.
physicality taken out of the game. And like I said, I understand that you want to make it safe, but these guys know going in. Injuries are part of.
Here's
hockey,
what you do. You
they're
want to
part of
simplify
football,
it?
and
You
it's
want to
gonna happen.
simplify this? Sign a waiver that you know the risks you're going to take,
Yeah.
and you're willing to take $10 million a year, $3 million a year, a minimum $1 million a year when you're in the league 10 years. I sign a waiver that when I suffer CTE, at least my family will have insurance because you allowed for that, and I made a lot of money.
Well,
That's all.
the
Sign a
problems with-
waiver.
the
How
problems with-
hard is it? Get them all together, compromise.
The
We don't
head
have to
trauma
argue
stuff.
about it. I'll go in for 2 weeks as the commissioner. We'll solve that issue.
The stuff with the head trauma stuff, with the concussions that were from before, how the ex-players had like a suit against the NFL.
Right.
The reason for that these people they were suing is because back then they didn't understand the concussion stuff. You got your bell rung, they stuck you back in the game.
Hold
They
it.
didn't care.
Wait a second.
You
Wait
went
a
back in.
second.
That's
We
just the way
played
it was.
football. You knew when you had a concussion.
Yeah, but they
you know
stuck you
why?
back
Because
out
your
there.
friend said you got to turn around. We're going that way. You played when you were concussed, and I know you were concussed.
Not this
Believe
big
me, I know you were. Guess what you did? I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents would say, no, you're not. You went in and played. You know why? Because you were on a team. And anybody that plays team sports knows the risks. The only ones that don't is afterwards when their family and lawyers tell them,
Well, yeah.
you could sue because look what they did to you. Okay, well, how did I get to be on TV, make 20, 30, $100 million, and now I can't even tie my shoes? That's part of the problem. That's how you solve it.
The hard part I have about with all these old timers that are suing the NFL because they didn't know that repeated blows to the head was going to affect them later in life. You know, that's like somebody playing Russian roulette and not thinking that their
Yeah,
life's at
there's
risk
maybe-
because they're
maybe
going to
a
shoot
bullet in there.
themselves.
Oh,
It's going to happen. I mean,
Chip, here's how simple it is. They used to call guys punch drunk because they were boxers. Smoking Jim, you're a big boxing guy. They had cauliflower ears, noses that looked like, I don't know, pumpkins
point.
and stuff. Yeah. Now, you knew what punch drunk was. It meant you were concussed and you were brain dead. That's what happened to you. You wandered around, people made fun of it. Now they found out everybody's making millions of dollars now, and they feel it's unfair. Well, at the time, nobody was making millions of dollars. They had to go work as insurance agents and everything else. So everything's changed, and it's entertainment. If it's truly entertainment, sign a waiver, You're an entertainer, and this is the risk you take. That's how simple it could be.
I
And that's
agree
why I'm putting
wholeheartedly.
it out here, because there's nobody going to talk like that anywhere about it. And you're right. You're taking the physicality away from the game.
And sometimes it's deciding how the game ends.
Oh, it changes it completely.
I'm not saying it didn't affect anything yesterday, but the cat from San Francisco, he got a roughing the passer call. What?
And he was
ran
falling
into
down.
him.
He was falling down.
He ran
Hold
into
it.
the guy. How's
The
that roughing the
quarterback was
passer?
running into the great move that he made to try to get past a blocker.
Yeah, that's why I put
The
on
guy
my.
lost
ran
his
right into
balance.
him.
He lost his
That's
balance.
why I put on Pittsburgh Sports Nation. Is the guy supposed to use harsh
And
language
check
to
out
bring him
Pittsburgh
down? I'm like,
Sports
come on.
Nation. 18,000 likes. You can like them too. We need more likes. All the 80,000 that he has, they're going to like us.
We're going for 100.
And we're going to be up to 22. So I'm
My
thinking
favorite
that.
number.
That's his number.
I
No,
say
I'm
we
kidding.
merge. So I'm kidding.
Well, we'll do a corporate takeover here right after the show. We're going to negotiate.
Up my salary.
Yeah. A matter of fact, I'm going to pay you on air 100 times what I've received for the shows that I've produced and hosted on this show. You get 100 times of what I make on it.
Did you bring a
Well, I'll be
Brinks
fed
truck?
at least.
No, you owe me money. No, you owe me money now because I lose money.
Well, I was thinking I at least get some pop and some fries. That's good.
I don't know. You haven't been smiling at the waitress too nice tonight. So you got to work on that type
Well,
of
it's
stuff.
hard not to smile at her. I mean, she's.
I know, but
quite
don't
nice.
talk about her pants that were ripped and
I
things
thought
like
maybe
that.
she got too close to a tiger cage. It's
Well, there is a tiger. You missed our Rookie of the Year on the camera. He's in the control board. He got the PA system. This is going out across the street now.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel famous.
We've moved up. You are. You're almost famous.
Can't wait to be
You just
back.
got 100 times pay raise.
This is
Who gets that on TV? Another BPTV first.
And I was sad today.
Congratulations.
Yes.
We'll see you again. You going to come back and visit us soon?
I am going to be back
Like
a
within
lot
6
now.
months?
I'm back. No more
Okay.
Jack Lambert. I'm back.
Okay.
Good.
Hey,
good.
Big
It'd
Mike
be great
D,
to have you.
my man Big Mike D is famous, but Midland still don't have a school.
He's right.
This is the best wrestling announcer that I've ever heard or
Well,
seen
thank you,
in
thank
person.
you.
Wrestling
Hi,
announcer
everybody.
extraordinaire.
Trapper Tom, tell them who you are, because I can't forget you now, buddy.
Trapper Tom, I'm the ring announcer for Pittsburgh's only professional wrestling organization, the Keystone State Wrestling Alliance, KSWA. Want to thank you guys for coming out, Chip,
Love
as
the
well
show.
as Lil Z, Zach Brenner, as well as the Talking Machine, Al Levine.
I
I know
almost made it.
that Smoking Jim was not able to make it, but there will always be a seat for
Hold
Smoking
it,
Jim.
he was working on his own modeling agency because it grew so big over the weekend. Nurses were calling, doctors were calling, and I mean females. I even said, I'm going to God's country. We were at the Brew and Chew for 4 hours, me and Zach, and we said, if Smoking Jim would have been here, oh, he lives right across the street. All right, KSWA, I want to talk about
He
that.
couldn't get a ride.
We had the back of the truck cleaned up for him.
And there's always a seat for you, Smoking
Oh,
Jim.
thank you,
I would have
sir.
sat in the back. I would have sat in the back since he's just out of the hospital. That's what I would have done. Brenner took me all over the country. We get there early. I'm scratching like a rat on a door trying to get in. The lights are on. And Zach's like, are they open yet? I go, no. So I'm waiting out there. It's windy. There's a nice crowd out there. Zach shows up right when the door opens. He goes, why didn't you go in? I said it was locked. So then we come in. First, who do I see? Dr. Devastation. He
Will
opens the
Martin.
door up for me.
Wow.
We come in. There it is. Tell
That's
us what
right.
happened after that.
Battle Bowl 6,
Oh.
of course, was the big over-the-top rope battle royal. It kicks off the new year every year for the KSW.
26 wrestlers, not 25.
Not 25.
It was 26.
They
A
told me-
world record.
They told me 25, and then they added another one at the very end.
Somebody from Mexico.
El Skeletorios,
I'm telling
the
you.
former 12-time Mexican champion.
He looked so familiar to somebody else that he couldn't have been related to him. But he was from Mexico.
He's the-
Guadalajara, I heard.
He is the cousin of La Lucha.
Skeletorina? No, you're on a roll. I'm just being
The
I'm
cousin
crazed.
of La Lucha, and it was Titanic in that El Skeletorios and La Lucha were both there.
And it was also an epic event. I'm
Epic
telling
event.
you, it was epic.
It was a lot of fun. The crowd was into the matches from the very first match of the night until the end of Battle Bowl, when one of the biggest surprises ever in the KSWA,
Listen to this.
after a 6-year absence, Big Mike Malachi, a former
And he's big.
KSWA champion, arrived on the scene and entered Battle Bowl. And
They
there
were
is a
going
group.
crazy. We didn't know what they were even
And I'll tell
saying.
you what, he got it handed to him pretty good there for a while. They were stomping a mud hole.
They
in him.
were. 6'3".
But they couldn't throw him out of the ring. Here's what's ironic about it. They crushed him. He couldn't even move. I thought he was dead. He was laying there. Zach goes, "You don't know wrestling, do you?" And I go, "Not really," because Tom's not getting upset. Here's Tom. The whole time, he was typing like a madman, and I read his article word for word.
So did I.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
What he's referring to is something that I do that nobody else does anywhere,
Nobody does it.
where I chronicle what goes on, because it is a sporting event, and I chronicle what's going on inside the ring as it happens, and then
Except for one time, folks. This was unreal. Unbelievable. Bodies were falling onto the table. On the table. They stopped them.
The
They
bulldozer.
Yeah.
The
The
bulldozer.
bulldozer. 400 pounds. He's
Took his
wearing
chair.
caution tape.
Took his chair.
He had caution tape on his body, his head, his outfit, whatever you want to call it. He's taking his table. He's taking his computer. He's like, whoa, anything but that.
can't take the computer.
They
Can't
stopped the
take the
bout.
computer.
They stopped the bout. He got him straight. This guy is one of the most powerful men in wrestling that I ever met.
Me.
Not only with the pen, he stopped about 1,500 pounds of wrestlers from attacking a computer. And he was putting in mostly good things about one of them, but not all of them. That's what I saw. You're lucky I don't write. I'm going to start writing. I could document it, right, Zeke?
But it was a lot of fun, as you mentioned. You know, sometimes the guys go over the top. Later in the Battle Royal, the Jester threw his former mentor, the King of Millville, Del Douglas, over the top, and Del almost landed on my
That was
on my
another
computer
close
as
one.
well. Close call.
Hey, then what about Lord Zoltan, who I slipped him a card since now he knows who I am. Maybe we'll get him on here. He's pulling hammers, wrenches, all kind of equipment. He's pulling it out of body, out of orifices, out of the ring, everything else. And then he even rings the bell once accidentally.
Well, and then the feud between Mr. Puniverse, Bobby Atlas, and the enforcer, Sean Blanchard, is alive and well.
It is alive and well. There was a match between the King of Millville, Del Douglas, and the Jester that turned into a tag team match with Mr. Puniverse and the Jester versus Del Douglas and the enforcer, Sean Blanchard.
I got to interrupt you. I thought Mr. Puniverse, who I'm a big fan, 369 pounds, 3% body fat, and he trains like no other. He was in shape. He looked good.
From every girl's dream.
Beyond that, because girls were up there screaming for him. I couldn't
That's right.
believe it. He's telling them to shut up like all the wrestlers do. They couldn't. But anyhow, he got knocked out. He was knocked out in the ring.
Yes, he was.
Foreign object was involved with
There
that.
may or may not have been brass knuckles.
Well, there were, because this gentleman, I don't want to say his name, but I think he owns the KSWA.
He is the owner
He
of
had
the
these
KSWA. the
metal
enforcer,
type
Sean
of things that were sticking out and protruding. I got a witness with me, Zach Brenner. because he grabbed the bat off of him. If anybody wants to know, he'll take all challengers. I'm his promoter right now because I saw that, I don't know, that incognito mayor or something that was out there.
Mayor Mystery.
Mayor Mystery.
Mayor Mystery was there.
I'll be that guy. Zach Brenner took the black bat. He's like, who got my bat? Grabbed the bat off of him, and he had the brass knuckles on. He didn't know we saw it. We witnessed it. Mr. Puniverse will testify in any judicial board with KSWA. Call us in.
Oh, right. Then I believe the next show is February 22nd.
February 22nd.
And I
is
think
the
there'll be
next one.
more to come between Mr. Puniverse
Absolutely,
and
more to come.
the Enforcer.
But just to touch on Battle Bowl for a second,
You
and
have
then,
to.
and then at the end, Big Mike Malachi threw a couple of guys over the top, and Big Mike Malachi, returning to the KSWA, wins Battle Bowl 6.
Yes,
The
he
crowd
did.
went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
300 plus people. The crazies were crazy, and everybody else was. We had people with blue hair, green hair, no hair, beards. People were walking in off the street. I don't even know where they got them all. People were eating.
And
they were
any variety
drinking.
of body piercings.
They were smoking cigarettes like crazy. It was like an old time, like boxing match. People were going out of the ring, in the ring. Little kids were yelling at these wrestlers. It was unreal. Some of the mean wrestlers were telling them to shut up. They kept picking on little girls there. Poor Shane Starr, his daughter. I don't know how she put up with all that. And then one of the best fans of KSWA now, I got to give a shout out to Stephanie Hayner. I never saw anybody go from not knowing what wrestling is to now I have to announce it on air. This is unofficial. On February 22nd, it's the anniversary of the Hayners.
Really?
Seven-
Chip the Proc, or well,
It'll be that weekend.
right,
yeah.
I'm doing it for the KSWA promo. You can correct the exact. She goes, honey, we got to go have our anniversary right here at the KSWA.
Yeah.
So another first for BPTV. Who else announces anniversaries at wrestling? That's what you guys did. My hat goes off. Well, Jim, my
I'll
hat
tell
will
you
go
what.
off too.
I'll tell you what. The atmosphere there was infectious. I mean, you can't help but get caught up into the excitement, and it was definitely, it was money well spent that night.
For
we
the
really
very,
enjoyed
from the very
ourselves.
first match with the Jester and the King Del Douglas,
Oh, the
all the
Jester
way.
is one of the scariest people that I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, but what's scary about him? You can't mention on the air.
I'm just talking scary, okay? No problem. I just can't believe the lack of height of some of these guys. Now I know why they don't get thrown out of the ring. Their center of gravity is about 18 inches off the ground. Some of them.
Some of them. That's why a guy like Big Mike Malachi at 6'3", 293 is one of the
I think
one
he-
of the biggest
Well,
guys.
the
we
only
have.
person that any matched him in size was the Bulldozer.
Yeah.
You know?
And the Bulldozer is nothing.
And he was
Lord
thick,
Zoltan.
boy. I'll tell you what, it took us several people to get his
Oh yeah.
butt up off the ground and over the top
Well,
rope.
it's interesting to note that in one of Big Mike Malachi's last matches, if not the last match, it was a body slam match between Big Mike Malachi and Bulldozer. At the time, Bulldozer tipped the scales at 411 pounds.
I can believe that.
And Big Mike Malachi got him up.
Got
and
him up
body
and
slammed
slammed him. Yep.
and won that
Almost
body
like
slam
Andre
challenge.
and Hogan and
Reminiscent
WrestleMania
of,
3.
Reminiscent of Andre and Hogan.
I know they couldn't throw Malachi out of the ring. There were three guys picking him up. They dropped him. He had to lay down for a while.
Well, the big mistake they made was they got him on the mat and they kept on stomping on him. I was like, he's never going to get over the ring.
And then I learned, which I didn't realize because I've watched wrestling, but those nuances like over the top of the ring, in between the ropes that you get thrown out, I kept thinking when they were sliding out underneath it, they were gone.
Yeah.
They kept coming back like bad breath smoking. It was bad, and believe me, we had, Zach Brenner and I had 800 pounds laying in front of us. Not one time, not two times, not three times, but 5 times that I counted. We had bodies. We felt like we were honored guests. And they didn't know who we were. Because I kept passing my card out. I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know. Has anybody seen that? Here, Pittsburgh Sports Air, shake my hand.
There we go.
Lord Zoltan. Okay, see, card's gone. I did that so many times. And that Lord Zoltan, for being like 102 years old, and he can come on the show and dispute that, because I don't think he will. He was unbelievable.
Very
Some of the
entertaining.
moves and athletic.
Yeah.
Very athletic, and the illegal things he brings into the ring. I just heard that's part of his act.
Alleged.
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 Again, I'm not allowed to snitch.
He may or may not have used a wrench.
He may or may not. It looked like one. It was similar to one, just so you know.
Alleged.
The referee never saw it, so it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
as long as the referee doesn't see it. And if referee Justin Smith is in the ring, chances are he's not going to.
Good point. We did become friends with your referees. Very nice gentlemen.
That's Justin Smith and Sean Patrick, who has been involved in pro wrestling in Pittsburgh in various promotions for about 25 years. And he is
Who was your
phenomenal
bodyguard, the older gentleman sitting next to you at the computer towards the end?
Oh, the,
'Cause
the,
he
the
looks-
Gentleman
competition
Joe Perry.
committee.
Yes.
Gentleman Joe Perry, the commissioner of the KSWA.
I've seen him around in other venues.
Yeah,
and
he's been around for 30 years, and he has
he
been the
kept
commissioner.
order there, I'm telling you.
He's been a manager for many of our megastars. He was Big Mike Malachi's manager when Big Mike Malachi used to be with the International Thugs.
No.
And Sean Patrick, is he a small guy?
Yeah, he's a
Red
small
head?
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Used to build the ring.
Yeah.
Used to put the ring
Yep.
together. Used to own some rings. Yeah, I know
Oh,
him.
guess who helped
Yeah.
with the ring? You're looking at the guy, not me, buddy. This guy.
Really?
Right here. He
Oh.
does it all.
Always.
He's one of the few announcers, except for Zach
You ever
Brennan.
need any help?
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Like after the show, we have to help move the tables or take the sign down. It'll be the first time, the next time he does that. But I want to thank you. It was great having you and great seeing you there.
Yeah, great to see
I'm
you
glad I
guys.
got to witness a true professional like yourself.
Well, thank you. Thank
Especially under duress.
Under
You
duress.
showed your true character and your class, and we'll be back.
you. Well, that's all we can ask when you come to see the KSWA, that you had a great time and you plan
Oh,
on
it's
coming
beyond
back.
great. Think of another word.
Unparalleled.
epic.
Unparalleled. There it
It was
is.
an epic time that
It was
I
an
had.
epic
It was
time.
epic.
Well, it's unparalleled when the Hainers are going to spend their wedding
That
I
anniversary.
got to tell you, I knew it was going to be a good time, and it didn't. It delivered.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time, and we were very pleased. I'm glad that you guys took part in the judging at halftime.
Yes,
The,
sir. The
there was a
sign contest, yes.
You know what? That was one of the toughest things I've ever done as a judge. How do you choose between two young boys that put their heart and soul into a sign on who they're supporting?
So and the fact was that they were brothers, and Alan looked at me and he said, "Which one?" I said, "This one probably gets beat up by this one. Pick the little one."
You always gotta go with the little guy.
And I go, I like young. I just wanted
We went
confirmation.
with the little guy.
And Zach's like, give it to the mom.
Well, she got the adult. She got the adult
We
prize.
didn't know that. He was in on the judging too. He's like, I don't know. Get out. That's enough. Thank you for putting us in that situation. We like the pressure. I called it a tie, just so you know at first.
Yep.
I called it a tie. They said you can't have a tie. I go, what sport doesn't have a tie? So he didn't name any, but wrestling does.
The only tie that was there was the one around Trapper Tom's neck,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
And Mayor Mystery had one too. His was a bow tie, that little
Yeah, I don't think he
so
tied
and
it.
so.
Well, you take care.
All
Thank
right,
you very
thank
much.
you again, fellas.
Zach Brenner, welcome to the Z-Time part of our show. We only have about 6 minutes of legitimate conversation. You can hustle Girl Scout cookies on here right now.
Oh man, why not? I was trying to get a verbal commitment from Snoke and Jim Frazier.
It's not fair to put any of the hosts on the spot here, whether they've committed to or not. He has 83 godchildren, and 75 of them are girls.
Hey, this is National Letter of Girl Scout Cookie Intent Day, and we just wanted to get a gateway.
Now, who is this
Gator.
for? Can you at least mention her name and who she is?
Yeah.
Now, you're Zach Brenner. We know that because you won't talk about it, but go ahead.
For my little sister Corinne.
Okay, Corinne. Corinne, you have to deliver the cookies to the show.
She will. Now that you put that out there, she will. She'll be here now.
Why do you think I do these things?
10 years old.
I want more of the Brenner team.
I'll get some of these Savannah smiles. Oh,
Hey, he can read. It's a miracle.
That sounds like one of Bill Boyce's models.
He can read. Holy smokes. My work here is done.
Okay, and that ends our show. No, not yet. Yeah, we just got the sign. Devin Shea called in to Aaron Ward, said we have 5 minutes. Okay, that's official. John the Tiger Kiger so involved with the soundboard, he's not even looking up. This guy is focused. Smoking Jimmy's going to a new level. Oh, never mind. Keep reading.
No,
those are dozy does. Tagalongs are the ones with peanut butter I told you to get
But
for
now
me.
he's getting to the hard part. Now he has to add up all the cookies that he gets. Smoking Jim, if you get 1 box, that's 1.
Hold it, no,
If you
$4.
get 2 boxes, that's 2.
No,
I don't see Al's name on here.
Looking at top.
Hey, Al's name's on there. He's the only one that didn't pay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
That's how Alan's getting paid.
All right. If he wasn't asking, I wasn't paying.
Oh, no. Hold on a second.
He told me they were
Hold on
free.
a second. Oh, man.
What card
Holy
popped out?
smokes.
You know
I can't
what?
take
From now
this
on,
I
forget
can't.
that
Oh,
card.
I was going to give it back. Nah,
I don't want it back. That's for your sister. There, you got
If you
it.
want the green,
Chips.
you got to shake down the bean.
Chip's the only one to get $1 off of it until now.
That is the best line of the year.
Hold it, wait. My bracelet fell
Oh,
off.
my Lord.
Hold it. Did
Just when
see
you
my
thought you heard
bracelet?
it all on Pittsburgh Sports Line.
My bracelet fell off. You missed it.
Shake down the bean.
Bugs.
Hold it. There's one other person that's going to get money off of me. There's a hoagie sale. No, not Mike Draculich. He's not getting it. He owes me $10. I think we bet on something. He just lost. Whether I'd give him 100 times or 10 times my pay. John the Tiger Kiger's brother is selling Bethel Park Band hoagies. Now, I used to sell a ton of them. And he's trying to compete with me. I gave him a number off air. It's not happening. His mom, Mary, just said no. She'll bake some cookies if we buy more hoagies.
Okay.
Okay. Buy some
We're
hoagies.
wheeling and dealing. We're trading. There'll be more green out. He's delivering to my house. He'll deliver to your house now that I know where you live. So if you get 10 hoagies or more, he delivers to Homestead.
Hey, Dave Cable, I want you to document this too. I got money from a Fraser and a Levine tonight.
Yes.
And just to set the record straight, he got my money Saturday night.
Chip, but you'll drop money like a snow
Like
problem.
a drunken sailor.
Yeah.
But he's not drunk.
Nope, not a drop.
You know what, Devin? Can you call Aaron? How much time do we have left?
It doesn't matter. Get
We're
ready
down
to-
to 2 minutes.
Tune in
The
tomorrow.
2-minute warning. This
in-
show may not be broadcast before
It
that.
doesn't matter. Tune in tomorrow night anyways.
Why? What's going on?
The 4 of us will be talking sports and
And other
sports
stuff.
only.
And
No Girl Scout cookies.
since this will be seen again, make sure at the mall at Robinson, Malkin will be there, Neil will be there, other Penguins. It's unreal. Get those tickets.
That's subject to
There's
change.
autographs. No, it's subject to more coming there. This is going to be a great event. They do a heck of a job. I'm glad I found them. You got to go.
Will you be there?
I don't know. It's possible. I got 2 prior commitments, though.
Always. Band hoodies are coming to your house.
Oh, man. They're bringing the truck. You only have 198 to go. Oh, did I slip up and say a number? Hey, I want to thank everybody for being on the show. Chip, the Prophet Hayner, thanks again for all your insights and being at the wrestling with me and Zach. Smoking Jim, just thanks for being you, buddy. You know,
Thanks
you're out of the hospital.
Thanks for coming
You know,
out
you-
in God's country.
You got, yeah.
And you're an inspiration to us all.
We mentioned your name in God's country. They all knew you.
We almost got arrested
Yeah, again.
for debts unpaid.
No, something about books were owed. library books. He doesn't return them.
Parking tickets.
What do you mean he doesn't take them out?
He took the books out. They said there were some nice pictures in there.
That's a
talk
great
about
yearbook
that on
photo.
another
That's a
show.
great yearbook photo. Smoking Jim Frazier too.
We'll
Go
talk
check
about
it out.
that tomorrow night. Zach Brenner, thanks for ending the show with whatever you do. We appreciate it. Buy more Girl Scout cookies. Contact Brenner Contracting. I know we're not getting a close-up. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I'm thankful for everybody in the area watching us. Thanks for liking us. We're at 2220. It's a new record. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching us on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, YouTube, and Verizon 32 everywhere. And thanks to Devin Shea for calling Aaron that the show is over now.
Hey, it's the old 2-9er, Phil Bork. Stop out at the Mall of Robinson on Saturday, January 18th, where I'll be appearing with current stars Evgeny Malkin, James Neal, Craig Adams, Joe Vitale, Robert Bertuzzo, and Derek Englund. Get autographs, merchandise, and get to meet your favorite stars. Proceeds will benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Western PA and Stage Right. Make sure to get your tickets in advance. Tickets are available at penshow.com. That's PENSSHOW.com.